What is going on, everybody? It is Krieg, and I'm back with movie number 37, which is one I had mentioned I wanted to see, I don't know, towards February-ish, I guess. And I just never got around to, and I was looking for something to watch before I had to teach my class, and it was 78 minutes. I'm like, oh, well, what the hell? This is perfect. So Project Dorothy, 2024. It is a Danielle Harris movie, kind of, sort of. I actually think she was a producer. She also was the voice of the evil computer. Think of like Resident Evil, but just with the computer, without the evil monsters. Although she could make forklifts move, which really didn't make sense because they didn't really have Wi-Fi technology back then. You know, she was locked away for 30 years, but that didn't make sense. But whatever, we'll go with it. It is one of those movies. I guess you do see a third actor, a cop, when he goes to the door to try to get in, and then he's told, no, that's a restricted area, get out of there, so he doesn't even check. Okay, fine. The premise, Dorothy was some sort of evil computer program. Who knows, maybe AI will be Dorothy in a couple of years. And she was locked away, and somehow she killed and buried all the bodies in one space. I don't really know how the robot did that, which is really one of my issues with the movie. It's a cool idea, and we've seen it in a few other places before, but like, aside from forklifts and I guess some mechanical arms on some of the factory machines that she did have control over, like, she couldn't really navigate up and down stairs. So how she was able to do all the things that she did, I don't know. I think this movie would have been a great movie if she was like an android of sorts, maybe, like, as opposed to something that could give some sort of locomotion, be a little ambulatory, whatever phraseology you want to use. It wasn't. So, like, the fact is, how did all those people die? I don't quite get it. Also, she's a robot, and you could say she learned from human beings, but again, it's not like she had the internet to do this, and she was locked away for 30 years. Yet she was almost being like sarcastic with some of the stuff she did, and she was teasing them with lights on, lights off. Don't you want to sleep? I don't think a robot would be doing that. Maybe the AIs today's world eventually will, kind of, sort of, as I said, but not in that. So do I regret watching it? No, it was pure fluff. I actually had on when I was doing some cleaning, some dusting. I was actually cleaning off some of my collection, my clay guy figures and some random stuff from boxes. So it gave me something to do while watching it. But it was one of those things that was a good idea. And I do navigate, admittedly, I've said this before, I navigate towards Danielle Harris and Scott Taylor Compton. I like their podcast. Well, at least I used to. It's changing a little bit. It's still not bad. It's just not necessarily my taste anymore. But I do still watch a lot of movies when I see they're in them. I did enjoy the last movie I saw Danielle Harris in, which I think was the Bill Moseley one in the house, like the teenage. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was a solid film. I think I did a review of it on this channel for 2023. But this one just, I don't know, it just kind of fell short for me for that reason. It was a really cool idea, and her having that evil, menacing voice was good. But you know what? It almost reminded me of Elevator. Like the voice part, which is cool. I like the Souska twins, and she was real. I loved, and I say loved, it actually is one of my favorite sort of one-off, well, it's not really one-off. It's one of my favorite slashes, See No Evil 2, just because I like a lot of the characters in it. And you know what? It's getting closer, so I'll say this. The person who I think is very underrated as a final girl is in See No Evil 2, and it's not Danielle Harris. So take that for what it's worth. And there may or may not be a Souska Twins connection with her too. So if you're paying attention, like I said, this contest I have, as I do delve away from the task at hand, the contest I have, again, Tuesday I'll pull the winner. And we'll be able to go through that. But if you just say hashtag contest, you're in for at least 5 autographs. And reality is, I'm going to make it more than 5. And I'll show off some of the other ones here. I mentioned, here's the Steven Dorff that I didn't show the last time around in my contest video, so that'd be 5. Here is the Skeet Ulrich, that's going to be in Regardless for 6. And then I have the 7th. This isn't a super secret one, but I'm not going to share it at the moment. Just to give you a few. Actually, yeah, to be fair, I gotta earn the Ulrich. Give me at least one right answer, considering I've given you 2. So Ulrich will be with a win. This will be the other one that's included. So it'll be for 6. Plus, if you put down the answer you just heard here, you could, if you get picked, like that's gonna be how it works. Everyone hashtag contest, and we'll do the random generator thing, which is why I have hashtag contest in there. So we'll pick a comment, and if you're picked and you just hit hashtag contest, you'll get the 6. Well, yeah, or 5 or 6, whatever it is. I lose count. You'll get that for sure, regardless of anything you said. But if it lands on you and you answer the questions, every question you get right, you get to move up a little bit. So you know what? So I'll even say I'll stick with the dwarf as 5, but I do have a 6th and a 7th picked out. You already saw Ulrich for that, and the mystery one. And all you got to do is write them in and answer. And who knows? Some of the other ones you might get right too. The big prize, if you get everything, if you get at least 4 of the 5 right and you get picked, is I'm going to give that Jenny McCarthy signed screen photo, 11 by 17, 12 by 18, or I'll make you an offer. Not money, I'm not giving away money here, but I do have another item that I would offer as a grand prize. But that would only be if you get to that point. By all means, it's free. You might as well take a shot. Otherwise, this movie, I will give it. You know what? It's got to happen. It's got to go back down. I haven't had under a 5 in a while. I'm gonna give this a 4.75. You know, if it hadn't been that I was on a good streak, this would probably have fallen for the 5 for me. But since I've been on a really good streak with movies lately, and 4.75, just because the character of Abigail or Dorothy, Project Dorothy, the character of Dorothy was a little confusing. Like, was she a robot? Was she a human? How she talked? Obviously, she was a robot, but they gave her a little bit too much in 30 years. Come on. But anyway, that said, folks, thanks for checking out my channel. We're up to 37. We might just get to where I need to get to be right on pace for the rest of the year. By the end of this month, we shall see. I went a little bit more further than I wanted to, but again, that's because I started about the contest. Thanks for checking out my video. Peace.